Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace, blessings, and mercy of Allah the Almighty be on all of you. Congratulations, Afghanistan, for becoming the Asian champions. Afghanistan lift the trophy, as you can see, the skipper in the background, Darwesh Rasuli, who was given the responsibility to lead the side, and how well has he led it. In the triangular series, Afghanistan emerged as the winners, and then in the Asia Cup for the men's T20 emerging teams, Afghanistan left behind India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Hong Kong, China, Oman. Am I forgetting one other team? Which team am I forgetting? Okay, that's for you guys to write. So, quickly looking at how Afghanistan performed throughout this tournament, I think you have to say that we have found a gem. A gem has been unearthed, absolutely. Siddiqullah Atal, and with the performance he showcased, he proved to the world what a star he is. And the way he batted with brains, understanding the situation, understanding the context of the game. For a player who constantly have scored at 150 plus strike rate on a day when his wicket was needed the most to be out in the middle, when he was needed the most to be there. In anchored the innings, he scored run a ball. Even at one stage, he was striking at about 90 in a T20 format. And he understood. He knew that if he stays there till the end, he'll be able to bring the team home. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, to start with, in the final match, the toss was a good one to lose. Darvesh Rasuli, though, stated upon losing the toss that he will have wanted to bowl first. And I think that was the right decision because I say that it was not a wicket that was used for some time. Again, there's always moisture on the wicket. And it was a little bit a tougher wicket to say compared to all the other wickets so far the game's been played on. The wicket was slow. It was helping the spinners. We saw how Sri Lanka were able to use it for their advantage in the early overs. Maybe you can tell that Afghanistan was a little bit under pressure because it was a final day, final match, and you play for the trophy. And when it comes down to trophy, it's important that you keep nerves and you bring your team home, what Siddiqullah Atal did in a very fantastic manner. So starting with the toss, Afghanistan lost the toss and were put to bowl first. And I think that was a very good decision in the advantage of Afghanistan. And as was expected, the conditions were utilized so well by Allah Muhammad Ghazanfar and Bilal Sami. Ishaq Rahimi was brilliant behind the wickets. There was just one lapse in the first over of Allah Muhammad Ghazanfar, but that could have been a very tough chance. You would tell maybe his foot was already grounded by the time Ishaq would have collected the ball and maybe dislodged the bails. But again, that was a little bit of a smaller chance to say. But then uh, in the next over, when Nuvai Nadu, I believe, the skipper of the Sri Lankan side, came down the track, it was quick glove work from Ishaq Rahimi. And again, another thing about Ishaq Rahimi is he's such a fearless cricketer. I love watching him play because he comes down to bat and then he just bats his natural game. We'll talk about that when we talk about the batting of Afghanistan in the final match. But starting with the bowling, what a brilliant display that was by the Afghanistan bowlers, restricting Sri Lanka in the power play and taking 4 wickets. And then the wicket started becoming a little easy to bat on. Not to say that it was still not slow, and not to say that there was not much help for the spinners on it. Maybe a few things. Darvesh Rasuli did not bowl Sharafuddin his full quota. He only bowled 2 overs. His economy still remained under 5, which was phenomenal. Abdurrahman Rahmani, another promising young star of Afghanistan, I love his bowling action. I mean, he's got a good rhythm. When a bowler, a fast bowler in particular, you look at his run up, and he's got a very smooth run up, and then he's got a beautiful follow through, and the way he loads and then he throws the ball. It's always so nice to see. Like it's very much 90s kind of a bowler for me. Like when the bowlers in the 90s, when we were kids and we used to see, it's that sort of an action I like about Abdul Rahman Rahmani. And Bilal Sameh, he's been brilliant early on. In the very first ball that he bowled, he took a wicket. And again, we'd said it that there would be help for the Pacers early on, and there was. I think the ball was a little bit stopping on the wicket. But that being said, I think Afghanistan did a brilliant job restricting Sri Lanka in the final match to only 133. And then coming down to bat and chase down this total, I think that over number 5 was very crucial for Afghanistan to have some momentum because early on when Siddiq Atal and Zubaid Akbari, the most successful player of this tournament, who put together more than 300 runs as opening partners together, couldn't make any runs. Zubaid Akbari was bowled first ball. I think he was a bit surprised with the way it was bowled, and I think he was a little lazy at attempting a shot at that, and maybe he was just getting into two minds and didn't give him enough of a time to think. And for a moment, you would think that he just didn't want to leave the crease because he was there to leave an impact. And we know about Zubaid Akbari. He's a brilliant player. He's a kind of a player who will step up on big games. And we saw his game against India. That was phenomenal. His shots and fearless cricket and the way he was able to clear the boundaries with ease. I mean, how much you would praise him, and it would still not be enough the way he's played his cricket for the last some time since we've been observing his game, and particularly in Shpagiza when he became the player of the tournament there. He was very, very handy with the bat and also with the ball. The captain didn't give him any overs, but I mean, he's also a very good, handy left arm, slow, orthodox bowler. But that being said, Siddiqullah Atal, God, he's amazing. He's phenomenal. I mean, the brain that this guy has got. I talked to him some time back. I think I talked to him in Afghanistan, and I was telling him that, listen, Siddiq, you've got this. I remember you in 2020 and the way you were playing your shots and with ease and comfort. You are a big star, and you will come out. I mean, you will come out so strong, and that's a testimony to his skills. You see how he's performed, and back to back brilliant performances in scoring most runs. First scoring most runs in the Shpagiza Cricket League in the ninth edition, and then scoring the most runs in this Men's T20 Emerging Teams Asia Cup. I mean, tell me how many he scored. I think he scored about 300 plus runs, but that's for you to write down in the comments for me as to how much he scored. Became the player of the tournament. Why not? Because he's played brilliant innings. He's been consecutively scoring 50s. This is the sixth time that he's scored 50 plus runs. And he's following on Rian Parag's record of having scored 750s in a consecutive manner. And all this tells you what a gem he is, what a player Afghanistan have found, and the kind of a confidence that he will come with and will play for his national side coming into the series against Bangladesh. I'm hoping that he will get his chance to open alongside Rahmanullah Gurbaz. And I believe for him to be a longer format player, kind of a horse for the long runs. And he really can, construct his innings beautifully. His footwork, his confidence level, his skill set, and with ease that he clears the boundaries is all just phenomenal. So listen, we have actually got another gem of a player and a star in the making in Siddiqullah Adal. And that being said, Darvesh Rasuli's that fifth over, he came down and he took on Ripon, one of the best bowlers of the Sri Lankan side throughout this tournament. In his very first match, he took 4 wickets. He's been brilliant with the ball, and he's a very good and economical bowler. But Darvesh Rasuli took him on and smashing him for a 6. That shot over the long on and a couple of boundaries towards the deep mid wicket really eased the pressure and gave momentum to Afghanistan, where we saw Afghanistan finish the power play with 40-odd runs, losing only 2 wickets. And then right after the power play, when Himanta was introduced, the leg spinner, Darvesh Rasuli was not able to adjust his shot properly. Maybe he was waiting for the wrong one, and the ball just took a big turn. It was a leg spinner, and all Darvesh Rasuli did was just pounced it into the hands of the person standing right at the cover or at the shot mid off to take it, happily. But then came Kareem Jannat, and you can talk about Kareem Jannat as well. There can be questions and all that. They'll say maybe on certain occasions he hasn't performed enough. But listen, he's really been becoming an impact player for Afghanistan, and particularly in the T20 format for the T10 leagues that he's been playing across the world. And not to forget, in the T10 league in Zimbabwe, their team were the champions. I mean, alongside Shahzad and Hazratullah Zazai were in the winning team. And that one over where he smashed quick runs and made sure that the team wins would tell you about the skill set that this guy has possessed, and especially his ability to be able to learn to adjust to the conditions. And again, the way he waits for the slower balls and wow, demolishes them is so good to see. His two clean shots against, again, another turning point in the match, you'll tell, because with some pressure building and Sri Lanka bowlers not giving away much and bowling wicket to wicket, really tight lines, when Himanta came back to bowl, and then Kareem Jannat took him on and hit two sixes in a row, consecutive sixes. One was straight right above his head, and the other one was a beautiful slog sweep. That really eased the pressure, I believe. Again, these are the players that actually play according to the conditions. Ishaq came, and with the first ball he was facing, got one into his slot, swept it hard for a maximum. And that tells you about the kind of a player Ishaq Rahimi is. I remember when he made his debut, and I always make a reference to that. Uh, it was quick fire, 8 balls, 16 runs, strike rate of 200. But it said so much about his skill and quality. It talked about his fearlessness, and that's what you need in the modern cricket. You want to have the player come and play their cricket, and that's the kind of a player Ishaq Rahimi is. I mean, he is another star in the making. He's a brilliant player. He's good behind the wickets, and I especially love the way he was talking to the bowlers. I mean, you must have heard in one occasion asking Sharafuddin to change his length and pull his length a little bit because he knew that the batter will come down the track and will try to hit him for a maximum. So that presence of mind and understanding the kind of a tactic that the batter might just want to be coming at in doing so is phenomenal. And this I remember Rishabh Pant was talking to I don't know, Washington Sundar, I guess, asking him to bowl a fuller. And then he says the same thing in English, and Ijaz is batting there, who is from New Zealand, and he understands English. And Ijaz just smokes it for 4 runs, and he says, oh, I didn't know that he understands. So talking about Ishaq Rahimi and speaking to his bowlers and understanding what the players might be doing is another added value and another added benefit that Afghanistan in Ishaq Rahimi have got. And what a character he is. I love talking to him. I love chatting with him. He's a brilliant character, a wonderful person. And coming down, then Allah Muhammad Ghazanfar. That guy, young lad. And he's already played under 19 World Cup for Afghanistan, and he's already been among wickets. He got the most number of wickets for Bande Amir Dragons and Pakiza Cricket League. And once again, in this tournament, he was phenomenal against South Africa in the one-day international that Afghanistan won. He took 3 wickets and restricted South Africa to their lowest total in the power play. That tells you a lot about the skill set of this young lad. Bilal Sameh, who's been looking for opportunity, you'll tell the hunger is very evident in his game for wickets and for performances, and he's been performing and performing constantly, which is really nice to see. Abdurrahman, I talked about. I love his action. Nangyal Kharota, you can't just talk about his skill set enough. I especially loved the run out that he effected. He came in as a substitute, was at the fine leg against India. And in one instance, quick arm, picking up with one hand and throwing it in real time to Ishaq Rahimi right above the stumps. You know, about the throw, it's very important that you are very accurate with your throw. If you're not able to hit the stump, it's important that you are within that territory, within that proximity to make sure that the player standing there, the wicket keeper or the bowlers on the non-striker, and if you say, can collect it cleanly and can dislodge the bails and effect the runouts. So that, and then Dervish Rasuli himself. Dervish Rasuli, the sort of a player he is, I just love watching him bat, but also how lovely it was to see him field. He was 100% on the field. He certainly saved a lot of runs, took good catches, especially that one catch against India. Was a bit of a controversy to say. Nangyal Kharote trying to storm in and trying to take it, but Darvesh Rasuli with a cool head, wearing behind it and just taking it comfortably and avoiding any collision will tell you what a brilliant player Darvesh Rasuli is. So congratulations to Afghanistan. Afghanistan have done wonders. And listen, Afghanistan are the champions of Asia now. Afghanistan have won the men's T20 emerging teams Asia Cup 2024. So far, Pakistan have won it 2 times. Sri Lanka have won it 2 times. India have won it a couple of times or one time, but Afghanistan too have now won it once. So among the winners of this emerging teams, when you see, now you will see the name of Afghanistan there as well. I can quickly look as to how many times India have won it. You guys can actually comment about it, and you guys can tell me how many times India have won it, but I can quickly see, okay, so India have won the version of the 2013. So the very first edition was won by India in 2013. And not to forget, in 2013, Afghanistan defeated India when Surya Kumar was leading that side. Samiullah Shinwari was the man of the match. Karim Khan Sadek was still playing for Afghanistan at that time. And then Sri Lanka in 2017 and Sri Lanka in 2018. And then Pakistan in Pakistan. So India have only won it once. Sri Lanka and Pakistan have won it 2 times, and Afghanistan too have now won it once. And Afghanistan are going to be the defending champions next time these teams meet. And remember, this time Pakistan was the defending champion. So Afghanistan have technically taken this privilege from Pakistan, who were not able to defend the championship. And now Afghanistan hold the glory. And why not? What a performance. The kind of a combination the team had. Top order batters clicking. So by that, middle order doing the job. It was a concern, a worry, but then Kareem Jannat proved us wrong and performed brilliantly in the semi-final and also then in the final. Big games, God, this is a kind of a player you want who performs on a big day for you. And then Muhammad Ishaq Rahimi and Darvesh Rasuli stepping up and going down. Shahidullah Kamal didn't have a very good outing, but he's another brilliant player. He's both a bowler and a batter, a full package, and a brilliant fielder as well. And then down the later order, if you see, even Allah Muhammad Ghazanfar is very handy with a bat. And he already does the job with the ball. If there is anything on the track for him, Abdurrahman Rahman, it's good to see him play for Afghanistan and get some confidence. And I love his action, and particularly the loading and kind of releases and he's trusting his skills for the slower ones. That one slow ball to Ramandeep in the semi-final was a gem. You want to see it again and again. But talking about seeing again and again, how about that wicket that Allah Muhammad Ghazanfar took? I mean, it pitched on the middle and off and turned just a bit and enough to dislodge the bails against Sri Lanka. I think it was his second wicket. But that being said, congratulations, Afghanistan. Congratulations, Darvesh Rasuli and the entire crew. And congratulations, Rais Ahmad Zai, Nauroz Mangal, and all the support staff. Because, guys, you've made us proud. Thank you very much indeed. And at the end, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to do the live videos there, and I want to be with you as long as I can. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.